Okay, testing that is now working. Okay. My internet failed, so I just continue now. The Ka, then the Eve, that is the her, Ren is the name, Sheud is the shadow, the jet, solar disk with the wings, Keper or Kepri is the scarab god. This is the scarab amulet, different crowns, the jet, the shred, absent, Mat, the pharaoh stuff, like the Nemesis, the this, and then Midal and Crook. The Uraeus, the Cobra, and then offerings, the Eye of Horus, Sobek and the Seshuchos, Sphinx, Venu, water, and then about numbers. Let's see what I've put here because many things. I'm going to see if I can find a picture with different things. Egyptian symbols. This one is nice. I want to start already with the art. And I think I had paid too much attention now to this introduction. Okay, I start already with the first predynastic. Before 3000 BCE, Egypt was divided into Upper and Lower Egypt. In that year, King Menes unifies all nomos Egyptian populations into one empire. Beginning to start. Begin to establish the artistic models and future architectural styles of the early dynasties, housing towns, palaces, and temples, important places, Memphis and Abydos. Architecture. It is used the adobe and the stone of the reefs of the Nile River. Wood was used very bit. They used the barrel vault. Fortress of Hasehemui or Hasechem. Second dynasty. This fortress is in Hierakonpolis. Tomb 100 of Hierakonpolis, a very old tomb where you can see clearly the main themes of the Egyptian iconography: ships, massacre of the enemy, and domination of the animals. Okay, before continuing, I start adding pictures. Checking out if this is working fine. Houses, and this is Hierakonpolis, and this is the tomb The tomb of Hierakonpolis, here the massacre of the enemy, domination of animals. Pre-dynastic. These are the ships or boats. Let's see if I can put all the pictures in here, even if a bit small. From 100 Hierakonpolis. Pantry of Thieves, an example of barrel vaults, how stone they put sepulchres in the interior of the houses. They were simple, compact constructions with rectangular plant and curved walls. The white doors and small windows, with white doors and small windows. The floor was plain. I put this picture. Warehouse of Thieves. Mastaba, funerary architecture. It is the most simple form of funerary architecture the Egyptians did. It is a subterranean tomb. It is made of brick and stone, and in the exterior has the appearance of a truncated pyramid. They are in the west part of the Nile. Serdab, chapel with faced door where is the statue of Ka. Okay, different things here. Mastaba. Serdab, okay. Mastaba of Sepseskaf, a very great example of mastaba. It is very big. And mastaba of Mereruka. Mereruka was the vizier of Pharaoh Teti I. The mastaba is near the pyramid of Teti I. It is the second image. In the second image, you see the statue of Ka, and the reliefs show daily scenes or scenes related with agriculture and livestock. And why this? Saqqara. Okay, I see. Mastaba of Mereruka. Mastaba of Sepseska. Sepseska. And this Sherta. And then Mastaba of Mereruka. Ceramics. It is part of the grape goods. They can have anthropomorphic or zoomorphic forms and also represent the scenes related with the daily life or with agriculture and livestock. Gebel Arak knife. And then this, okay, almost finished the pre-dynastic. Ritual and ceremonial knife with ivory, handle, and blade or flint. It is decorated with scenes of characters in fighting attitude with a kind of naval battle, and on its back has animals in pursuit, and a bearded figure flanked by two rampant lions. Clear iconography of Sumerian origins. Okay, so I put the different ceramics. There was a picture, this one, and then the knife. Jebel el Arak knife. Hello, Red Rose. Scorpion Macehead. War theme. It is the commemorative macehead of the King Scorpion. An armored palette, a ritual palette. It tells a military victory, but an unknown one. It is a ceremonial object. Cosmetic were cruised here. Tale of King Tuet. Horus is there, and statue of Kasechem. It is the typical model of pharaonic figure, hieratic and feelingless. Here I'm going to put you. Or probably only one, but let's see. King Scorpion Macehead, the armor palette. Statue of Kasechem. Scorpion King, Scorpion Mace Head. And Narmer Palette. Want to check something, one moment. Because I was thinking how to do with, because I lost connection before and I want to have this in only one video, and I suppose I'm going to have to download and mix together. Going to take forever, but anyway. Okay, I continue. The Old Kingdom is a period that goes from 2700 to 2200 BCE. It goes from the 3rd to the 10th dynasties. The pyramids are an evolution that started with the mastabas, and then the step pyramids, and later the full pyramids. All the pyramids were in funerary complexes. The satellite pyramids are small pyramids that are in the complexes dedicated to other things, like tombs of queens and such. Djoser, pharaoh of the 3rd dynasty, step pyramid of Djoser in Saqqara was built around by the architect Imhotep. It is made of 6 mastabas overlaid. At the southeast there is a patio dedicated to the Hatshepsut party. I'm going to a courtyard dedicated to the Hatshepsut party. The Hatshepsut party of renovation of the power of the pharaoh. They do it at the 30th year of their reign and consists of physical tests. Was erected at the Jet Pillar, symbolizing the reborn of Osiris. First picture. I think I'll copy this. Well, it doesn't really matter. Pyramids. Yeah, I'm going to use this or another picture. I want to use better this because I'm mostly interested in the pyramid. This one. Pyramid of Djoser, Saqqara. Nefru, first pharaoh of the 4th dynasty. This one built 3 pyramids. Bent pyramid, it was like a try to build a full pyramid, but it went bad. It is in Dashur and has 2 funerary chambers. Maiden pyramid was the first pyramid to begin to be built and the last to be finished. It was overthrown in the antiquity, and the hills are the debris. It is in El Fayum. It is in Fayum. A little necropolis next to it has the Maiden keys. Red Pyramid is the 3rd biggest pyramid of Egypt, bigger than the Mykerinos one. It's the first full pyramid. Was made with red granite. It was made with red granite. It was intended to have the course of the pharaoh. It is in Dashur. It has stepped vaults. Pyramid thing to be put in. I'm going to say small pyramid to be put in the top of obelisk and pyramid. It symbolizes Amun-Ra, the sun god. Bent pyramid, Maiden pyramid. I'm going to change this, make it in order. Maiden pyramid. Bent pyramid. And then red pyramid and pyramidion. Red pyramid is this one, but let's see if there is a better picture. This one. Yes. And then a pyramidion. Red pyramid. And pyramidion. Now Gizeh. Gizeh is where the 3 great pyramids are. It is in the north of Memphis, at the west of the Nile River. 4th dynasty. Cheops, son of Snefru. Cheops or Khufu, son of Snefru. Great Pyramid of Cheops. The biggest pyramid and one of the wonders of the ancient world was built around that exists an astronomical symbolism. The first photo of the interior is the Great Gallery. I'm going to edit this. It contains the Great Gallery, the Chamber of the King, and the Chamber of the Queen. The construction is thought to be made with an interior ramp, not as the with an interior ramp. The solar ship is meant to help Cheops to go to the afterlife. I'm going to change this a little bit because more picture. Pyramids of Gizeh. And then Cheops. Going to take another picture. And at least a picture of the Great Gallery. Okay, I have another idea. Put this here and then the construction. Then this is create gallery. Construction of pyramid. Khephren, son of Cheops, pyramid of Khephren. It is the second biggest pyramid. The quatin is visible. It has two entrances, and the funerary chamber is at ground level. The Sphinx is part of the funerary complex, and the face represents Khephren. Pretty much I'm going to put that picture. This this picture. Pyramid of Khephren. Mykerinos or Menkaure. Menkaure. Let's see how I put it here. Or Khufu or Mykerinos, son of Khephren. Pyramid of Menkaure. It is small. The money and the materials were little, and people was tired making pyramids. The funerary complex has 3 satellite pyramids. It has a gap made by robbers. The funerary chamber is subterranean. Pyramid of Menkaure. More pyramids. Pyramid of Sahure in the 5th dynasty. The pyramids are more simple and not so big, but there are more ornamentation. Nusere Sun Temple. In the 5th dynasty was born the Sun Temple, dedicated to Amon-Ra. They are open spaces built with stone of high quality and strong polychrome and organized around a large rectangular pillar, precedent of the obelisk, complete by a pyramidion. Pyramid of Sahur and the Sun Temple. Sun Temple, it appears also in Assassin's Creed, and there is a very interesting representation with Sun Temple in Sinai. I don't remember the name. Temple of Thoth, okay. Oh, I just want to see a picture. I go to YouTube. This is a temple, and let's see. There is a. Here you see him. He's climbing the obelisk. There you see. This is the Sun Temple. And I don't see more good pictures, so anyway. But it is like this. Pyramid of Sahur and New Sun Temple. Sculptures. Sculptures in the round are very erratic, and they represent ideas and essences of the objects. The ideal canon of the human body was created, compact and static. Cubic character. The pharaoh is an archetype where there is no individuality. The men are of darker color than women, which are light in color. If women accompany a man, they are usually smaller or are even sized to the man, made with stone and polychrome. There are two kinds of sculpture, royal and courtesan. Royal are the pharaoh archetypes. Courtesan is more realistic. Statue of Djoser, the typical pharaoh sculpture with the characteristic setup. Statue of Kefren, just the same, but you can see Horus in his head. Statue of Kefren. Menkaure Diat. Menkaure appears with his chief queen, who girds her arms around the trunk of the pharaoh as a sign of affection and admiration. Menkaure Triad, high relief formed by the pharaoh Menkaure, the goddess Hathor, and the divinity of the prefecture of Kinopolis. And this one, individual one. Menkaure Diad and Menkaure Triad. Head of Usher-Ka. Found in Saqqara, he has the Lower Egypt crown and is without the Osirian beard. Statue of Pepi, two statues one into the other made of copper. Killing statue of Pepi I. He appears kneeling with two vessels in the hands. Usher-Ka. Pepi. This is the Joser, but no space. The other is one that is kneeling. This one. Usher-Ka. Pepi the First. Rahotep and Nefret represents a man and a woman with the typical characteristics mentioned up above. The courtesan sculpture, very realistic and with the typical polychrome. And Kaf, he is the son of the pharaoh Snefru. It is a very realistic sculpture made of stone and was found in his mastaba, near the pyramid of his brother Cheops. Rahotep and Nefret, it is this. And the other is the Anha. This is Ankh-Ha. Status of run affair. Something interesting about this is that the left one is private sculpture and the right one is public. You can see the right sculpture has wig. That is because openly they had to have hair. See described. Its function was funerary, found in Saqqara, body of stone and eyes of rock crystal. See described. Just the same, very realistic, but this one has a wig. Scribe and the other scribe. This one. Run affair. Scribe and Louvre. The scribe of Cairo. Old Kingdom is almost finished. Seikel Belet, a massive sculpture made of wood, very realistic, represents a chief of priests and not a mayor. The dwarf Senef and his family, very small sculpture, it represents the chief of the royal wardrobe with his family. The wife grasps his arm and his children are very small at same position as the wife's legs. Probably the dwarf one, I'm going to skip it and just add the Seikel Belet. Seikel Belet. Flat relief, reliefs found in the interior, sunken relief, reliefs found in the exterior. Tomb of Esire, various reliefs, polychrome, you can see him with attributes of power, the offering table, wig, instruments of greeting. It also established a canon of proportion of 18 feet. Mastaba of T. T was an official of the pharaoh Nusserri. His mastaba is a sakara. Here are honed strings trying to create movement. Tomb 100 of your components, a very old tomb where you can see clearly the main themes of the Egyptian iconography, Sith, massacre of the enemy, and domination of the animal. Pre-dynastic period. Maiden of Geese, and this is about painting. A little necropolis next to the Maiden Pyramid has this painting, a scene of offerings and ritual life. So one more for the reliefs, one more for the Maiden painting, and that's all. Esire and T. I want this. This, no. This, yes. Relief of Esire, relief of T. And the last one, the Maiden Geese. Aegon Peace. Middle Kingdom. The first intermediate period. It was a period ruled by disorganization and chaos. Finally, Mentuhotep II reunificates Egypt. The Middle Kingdom is a period that goes from 10 to 13 dynasties. The capital is not in Memphis as before. No, the capital is Thebes at south, a more rocky landscape, the coolest to the god Ammon. The rocky landscape makes that they build the temples and tombs excavated in the mountains. These are the epochiums. Spearmen from the tomb of Meseti at Asyut, little wooden sculptures, temple of Mentuhotep II at Deir Bahari. Almost destructed, it was built in two superimposed terraces and supported by pilasters, and possibly over the second there was a little pyramid. Hatshepsut built her epocheum next to the Mentuhotep II one. Adori capital with the shape of the goddess Hador. These are the soldiers. I'm thinking how to put this. Temple of Mentuhotep. Middle Kingdom is going to be quick, but New Kingdom is very long. Mentuhotep, it is this one. Temple of Mentuhotep II. Pyramid of Amenemhet. Pyramids in this period are poorly maintained. Nucleus of adobe with stone in the coating. Pyramid of Senusret. Pyramid of Amenemhet III. Pyramid of Amenemhet III. Tomb of Beni Assam. Here I think I just put one or two of these pyramids and that's all. It's not very important. Pyramid, black. I think I'm going to put the black pyramid and that's all. Black pyramid and Saddam this one. Pyramid of Amenemhat first. And Black Pyramid of Amenemhat third. And Tuhotep the second. With black color, he has enormous feet. He has the normal attributes of the pharaoh. This sculpture. Senusret the third, very realistic and strange because he's a pharaoh. Very realistic sculpture. With a stern expression, he stands out for his big ears. Sphinx of Amenhotep III. This pharaoh is represented as a sphinx, human head and lion body. That symbolizes the strength. Blocked statue of Hotep, found in tombs and temples. This statue represents the act of going out from death to come to life again. These statues are like memorials. Senusret is this one. Then the Sphinx is this one. And then the Hotep is this one. Senusret the third. Sphinx of Amenemhat. Amenemhat. Well, it is said the same, Amenemhat or Amenemhat. Just for respecting the continuity. Sanctuary of Osiris contains steel, Ipo jewels, Sebu collar, and Usek collar. Now this just some jewelry and that's all. Sanctuary of Osiris and what the one for jewelry. Sanctuary of Osiris in Abydos. And jewelry. I think I'm going to put only one picture and Egyptian jewelry. Okay, I put this for the sake of historical. Okay, Middle Kingdom is finished. New Kingdom. The second intermediate period comes at an end. It was a period where the Hyksos, Syrian Palestinian foreigners, invaded Egypt and even could rule. That was possible because the Hyksos were more advanced militarily because they used modern weapons and horses. The capital city was Avaris in the Nile Delta. The Egyptians adopted the new weapons and the use of the horse in war. Finally, Ahmose I conquered Avaris, and in 3 years more he expels all the Hyksos. After that, Egypt will be more open-minded about the world and will want to expand. Ahmose I fighting back the Hyksos. In this painting you can see the war chariot and the horses that the Egyptians adopted by the Hyksos. The pharaoh was bigger in size than the Hyksos to show the power. Horse ring of Ramesses II, horses influence of the Hyksos. Let's see where I have this painting. Here. The New Kingdom is a period. It goes from the 18th to the 20th dynasty. The capital Thebes at the south. The capital is Thebes at south. A more rocky landscape. The cult is to the god Ammon, and his court is now more important. Temple of Hatshepsut and in Deir el-Bahari. It's a very well conserved hypogeum next to the one that Mentuhotep II built. Um, See what pictures. I think it is going to be these two. Let's see this one. No, this is too far away. And this is also too far away. Okay, these two. Temple of Hatshepsut. Temple parts. The pylon represents the horizon where the sun rises. The courtyard, I'm going to let this. Courtyard is a room opened in the ceiling. The hypostyle hall is the room with columns. Pronouns and nouns are deeper rooms, and the final room is like a secret room where only the priest and the pharaoh can go. The form of the temple symbolizes the sacred character of the place. Karnar is the biggest and better conserved temple. It is a complex with many rebuilds by many pharaohs. And Luxor, other Greek temple, just the same as Karnak with many rebuilds. And then one for Karnak, one for Luxor. Probably. Better I'm going to put this. Temple of Karnak, Temple of Luxor, Obed Festival. The Karnak and Luxor complexes are important because the Obed Festival. Karnak is oriented to the Nile River and Luxor is oriented to Karnak. Hatshepsut built Luxor oriented to Karnak because Karnak represents Ammon and Luxor represents Hatshepsut. She was a woman and wanted to be pharaoh, so she said that she was the daughter of the god Ammon. To legitimate this, built Luxor oriented to Karnak, Ammon, to represent herself as daughter of Ammon. It's like Hatshepsut's daughter of Ammon, Luxor, daughter of Karnak. Between these temples, it was celebrated the Obed Festival, a party to celebrate the flooding season of the Nile River, when the water got to the harvest and the people could rest. This festival symbolizes the celebration of life, the food that the Nile River gives to the Egyptian people. The party was to transport 3 ships with the sculptures of Ammon, his wife Mut, and his son Khonsu, the Theban triad, from Karnak to Luxor through a Sphinx Street, and then come back to Karnak through the same way or by the Nile River. In the paintings are the Uap priests, bald priests, who transport the ships with sculptures, and the Sem priests, high priests. I'm going to use the Uap priests, bald priests, who transport the ships and the sculpture, and the Sem priests, high priest. So this is what I was saying before. This is the Obed procession. I'm going to put a picture. Obed Festival. Colossi of Memnon. The legend of this sculpture is that the solar rays made that they could speak. It was said that this Colossus was Memnon, son of Aurora, and each day he said hi to his mother in the horizon. Temple of Khonsu. It's just a typical temple with no ampliations. What converted in, and that converts it in the best typical temple conserved. Okay, this is too big. So I am streaming. Okay. Colossi of Memnon and the Khonsu Temple. Now, Amarna period. The Amarna period is a rare period within the New Kingdom. Amenophis IV is a pharaoh that establishes the capital city in Akhetaten between Memphis and Thebes and creates a new concept of religion. He eliminates the priests and all the religious power comes to him, and he does not adore to Amun, he does to Aten, or Aton, the sun god. Akhenaten is the prophet of Aten. Just notice that Akhenaten is because Aten, like Menitaten and in Tutankhaten, original name of Tutankhamun, that changes his name because the god Amon. Akhetaten or Tel el Amarna is the city of Akhenaten built that Akhenaten built and will be and it will be the capital of his reign. It was a very modern city. Great Temple of Aten. It was a singular temple because it hadn't ceiling, so the sunlight could enter the temple because Aten is the god sun, the sun god. Okay, the 10. And Temple of Athens. Amenhotep III is the father of Akhenaten, and in his sculpture you can see some characteristics that his son will develop. Queen Tiye, this fantastic head, is the mother of Akhenaten, an African woman that stands out because the expression of her face. Probably I'm going to skip Nefertiti. It's not very interesting. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to put only TJ. That's all. Queen Ige. Akhenaten. The way this pharaoh is represented is strange because it is realistic and expressionist at the same time. Notice the stomach and the face. The first statue is the Colossus of Akhenaten and the last is Akhenaten realistic face. Nefertiti. The Queen Nefertiti is well known because her bust is beautiful and realistic. Nefertiti, Boston relief, represents Nefertiti fighting the enemy. Here, just the bust of Nefertiti and that's all. It is this one, but this. Akhenaten and Nefertiti with Aten. Here you see the Marids receiving the rays of Aten. Akhenaten and Nefertiti with their daughter. This is a relief where you see the family enjoying. This was made to represent the pharaoh as a normal person. Akhenaten and Nefertiti and their daughters. Princesses, the daughter of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. It is not very well known why they are with these heads, but maybe it's something related with spirituality. Meritaten, daughter of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. So this is the princess, and Meritaten is... this one. Oh, this is Nefertiti. Oh, this one. Menkari and Meritaten. Menkari was the husband of... Okay, this is a story of fish. I'm going to put the picture. It's Menkari and Meritaten. This one. This is an interesting story. Smenkari and Meritaten. Smenkari was the husband of Meritaten. To understand this, you have to know the story behind this. Nefertiti appeared with Akhenaten all the time because she was like a second pharaoh ruling with him, but suddenly she disappears and Smenkari appears that rules with Akhenaten. When the pharaoh dies, Smenkari marries with Meritaten, daughter of Akhenaten and Nefertiti, to be pharaoh. Hypothesis is that Nefertiti and Smenkari are the same person, because Nefertiti, just like Hatshepsut, wanted to be the pharaoh, something far for the wanted to be the pharaoh, something and to be pharaoh, she adopted male features and even marries with her own daughter Meritaten, because only this way a stranger as Smenkari could be a pharaoh. The sculpture in the New Kingdom in general not included the Amarna period follow the same feature as always, although Tutankhamun, son of Akhenaten, has some features of him. After the death of Akhenaten, when Tutankhamun had the power, Egypt came back to the normality and the capital came back to Thebes, going all the same as if Akhenaten never did anything. Hatshepsut. The queen pharaoh Hatshepsut is represented with male attributes, although you can see her femininity. There are also a kind of sphinx or something where Hatshepsut is with beer or something. Yes, this one. I want to put this sphinx. Here. Okay, I'm going to put the picture first. Throne of Tutankhamun. Let's see how is this picture. Okay, I'm going to put this one. Throne of Tutankhamun. This throne is the throne of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. In it are represented the pharaoh and his wife, and above them it is the solar disk. It is influenced by the Amarna style. You can see animal forms, and in the footrest are represented the enemies, symbolizing the power of the pharaoh that is superior. Tutankhamun. The famous funeral. I'm going to keep the continuity of the translations. The famous funerary mask of Tutankhamun made with gold between other materials. Gold and other materials. His expression is a mysterious one. You can see the cobra and the vulture, symbols of power, and also the typical symbols of the pharaoh as the Nemes or the Osiriac beard. In the back there are inscriptions about the Book of the Dead. And this one individual. Because I want to put this one. Mask of Tutankhamun. Ramesses II, typical sculptures but more realistic about this pharaoh. Meritamen, the White Queen, daughter of Ramesses II, she converted into the royal wife after the death of her mother Nefertari. Ramesses III used another sculpture and a painting with the typical characteristics. Ramesses II. I'm thinking of inputting that. Let's see. Meritamon. And Ramses III. Ramses II and this one. No need to put more. It is remarkable that Rameses II defeated the Nubians. Also, the temples were just temples, not tombs. The tombs are in the Valley of the Kings. Temple of Rameses II in Abu Simbel. This Greek temple is a medium hypogeum. The four statues in the exterior represent Rameses II, and this pharaoh built this temple here in the limits of with the Nubian zone to show power. In the interior, there are the statues of Amon, Ra, Ta, and the pharaoh. Two specific days of the year, the light enters the temple and illuminates the statues of Amon and Ra. The reliefs show how the pharaoh defeated the Nubians. Temple of Nefertari in Abu Simbel is near to the one of Ramesses II. Nefertari was his wife, and this temple is also dedicated to the goddess Hathor. Valley of the Kings and of the Queens, where the tombs of the pharaohs are. Tomb of Nefertari stand out by its paintings. Tomb of Tutankhamun stands out because it was not looted. Tomb of Ramesses II, another remarkable tomb. Tomb of Seti I, remarkable by its paintings and the zodiac. And Tomb of Ramesses VI, just another. Here just adding some pictures of the tombs in the inside, especially because the paintings, and that's all. Valley of the Kings. Maybe I should add a picture of Valley of the Kings. And then pictures of the tombs inside. Nefertari. And Ramesses II, I think I'm going to put, and that's all. I put one more for more pictures. So I saw more painting this. Tomb of Seti and Tomb of Ramesses the Sixth. This one. Finally, late period. The third intermediate period comes and it is from the 21st to the 25th dynasty. It is subdivided into the Tanit period, the Libyan period, and the Ethiopian or Nubian period. The 26th dynasty is the Said dynasty, defeated by the Persians. The Persians are defeated by Alexander the Great in 332 BCE. The late period is a period that has included the third intermediate period and the Hellenistic Egypt from 323 to 30 BCE. It started with the death of Alexander the Great and ends with the death of Cleopatra and Marcus Antonius, and I think this I should include it in here. Temple of Amun in Tanis. In the Tanit and Libyan period, this temple was dedicated to Amun in Tanis, the capital. Pyramids of Meroe, Sudan. In the Nubian period, they built pyramids, but very small. There was no symbolism, it was just the form. Pyramid of Taharqa, other pyramids, pyramids of Nuri, more pyramids, Said period, there are no rests almost. I'm a bit confused in this, but Nubia. Pyramids of Meroe. Well, I'm going to put the first thing. The pyramid is not really important. Then Said. State period. There are almost no rest. Ptolemy capital with Greek influence, Temple of Horus, and this is because in this probably I just divided it. Okay, I'm going to put this in the other. I'm going to do a mess in this, but anyway. Ptolemy capital with Greek influence, Temple of Horus at Edfu, one of the four sacred places of the legend of Isis and Osiris. It is a very well conserved temple and a typical one, dedicated to Horus. You can see sculptures of him and the ship room. A new construction appears in this period called Mamisi. At the start, it was a celebration of the birth of Horus and Hathor, but with the time, it was a celebration of the power restored of the pharaoh. And the sculpture of Horus. Millimeter. It was to measure the level of water of the Nile. Temple of Isis at Philae, another temple built in an island, well conserved, a typical one. Kiosk of Trajan. It is part of the Temple of Isis at Philae, and it's a little building with Greek influence in capitals. They had more freedom to use this in a new building as the Mamisi, for example, more than a traditional temple. It is thought that this building was to save the sun ship. This picture, but there are better. I think this is the Isis. Horus. Isis in villages. I'm going to put this picture. One moment. This one. Temple of now that I'm thinking, later it's going to appear the reliefs. But anyway, Temple of Ador and the other temple very well conserved, where you can see Adoric capitals. It has two sacred lakes and two postular rooms. At New Year, the statue of Hathor was transported to the superior terrace to reload it with positive power of the sun rays. It has two mamisi. Sistrum, musical instruments shaped like a ring or horsesoid containing metal plates inserted into roots, and sounds stirring. And it sounds stirring. With erotic and spiritual use related with Hathor and Isis, among others, used by priestess. Then there is Zodiac, a very interesting zodiac that is a map of stars. Temple of Common Bow, a temple dedicated to Sobek, the crocodile god, and Harwedris, Old Horus. It has a mamisi where there were found lots of crocodile mummies. I'm thinking how I'm going to do this, because the sistrum I want to add it, but probably not. Hathor in Dendera. I think I can put the sistrum if I have a picture. I don't see. Oh, here. And then Dendera Zodiac. Is this thing? I think I'm just going to skip that. I'm going to put the sistrum here. And then the combo. Yeah, I need a moment. I just need a moment. continue, I want to finish. It's taking very long. And later, when the series finishes, I have to do more things with this. Libyan period, very scarce sculptures. Triad of Osor-Con. Here there are Isis, Osiris, and Horus, the Osiriac Triad. Divine Adoratrice Karomama, daughter of Osor-Con II, is a high-quality sculpture of gold, silver, and red copper. The Divine Adoratrice was a title to give power to the city of Thebes, because the pharaohs of Lower Egypt ruled in Tanis. The Divine Adoratrice would be more powerful than the superior priest. Vizier Hor appears. The vizier appears. Seat, and it's the same as the other sculptures, talking about features. Okay, now these are the sculptures, and then finally it will be Cleopatra and shots. Sorcon, then the Adoratrice, this one, and something else. Vizier Hor, I think that one I will skip. Well, I'm going to put it just because the space. What is it? Triad of Osor-Con II. Fine, Adoratrice Karomama. And Vizier Hor. Said period. Appear the Neomenphite art, because they return to the art of Old Kingdom to take out the Said influence. Goddess Thoeris, a very polished sculpture representing the goddess of birth, head of Amasis II, traditional canon of the sculptures of the Old Kingdom, but with Said features like the smile, very realistic. Nebegasuti as a scribe, just the same, a mix between Old Kingdom and Said influence. Berlin green head, very realistic sculpture, maybe of a priest that expressed power and authority. Eris, Amasis, Nebekasuti, and the green head. There are too many here, but let's see if I can put them all. The Amasis. Nespekasuti, there is something I didn't get. Nespekasuti, as scribe. And the last one is Berlin Greenhead. Persian, very scarce sculptures. There are mostly kneeling sculptures or standing up. They have a figure of the divinity Naoforo, Nectanebo II. Here appears the pharaoh protected by Horus in the old times. It was the pharaoh who was bigger than the god. Sametinsagnate is called Naoforo, that carries one or two divine figures. I suppose Naoforos, I suppose it would be like this. Naoforos. I'm going to call it like that. Carries all the divine figures. Why Rab marinate other Naoforos? Another. Nectaneo is this. Naophorus. Say it like that. Ptolemy period. The artist did sculptures and reliefs with influence of the Greek Hellenism. Alexander the Great and Amon-Ra. I'm going to... One moment. Oh yes, this is what I want. Alexander the Great and Amon-Ra. It's a relief where is seen Alexander the Great praying the god Amon-Ra. Where? Alexander the Great. Where Alexander the Great is seen praying to the god Amon-Ra. Cameo of Alexander the Great as Zeus Amon. A cameo is a relief in a jewel. Here, Alexander the Great appears divinized. It's this one and the jewel. This. Reliefs in the temple of Horus in Edfu. The Ptolemy kings and queen appear. Kings and queens appear represented at the Egyptian style. Reliefs in the temple of Isis in Philae. The Ptolemy kings and queens appear. It is just the same. Reliefs in the temple of Hathor and reliefs in the temple of Kombo. I should put at least Alexander the Great founds Alexandria, being the lighthouse, an important the library and the last important building. In the library and the lighthouse, some important buildings. This one would take. Searching for a good picture, but okay, this one is very nice. Now reliefs. Faithful, Eli, Dendera, and Combo. After this, then okay, almost finished. What? Okay. Set up Ptolemy V. In the center is Boothis, whose body is covered with gold. Ptolemy V appears over in the second, symbol of the fields. Rosetta Stone, a decree written in hieroglyphic, Demotic, and Ancient Greek in times of Ptolemy V. And I think the steel, I'm going to skip it. I'm just going to put the Rosetta Stone. Roman period. The Roman Empire conquers Egypt. The pharaonic style is merged with the Hellenic and Roman style, as seen in the Mamisi of the Temple of Dendera. Mamisi of the Temple of Dendera, let's see. I think nothing. I'm going to put nothing here. Cleopatra VII, she was the last queen of the ancient Egyptian empire. She was an intelligent woman, not as people believe. Octavius Augustus. I'm going to delete this. Octavius Augustus, and this is going to be a mess. Octavius Augustus wanted to take her as prisoner because Roma hated her. After she noticed this, she committed suicide. Others say that she committed suicide because the death of Marcus Antonius. And she lost in the war. Cleopatra and Antony's children. It's supposed that they are the children of them. Their three children, after the suicide of the lovers, were given to the sister of Octavius Augustus. As she was also lover of Marcus Antonius, she cared about them. It is this one? I think no. Oh, yes. Yes, it is this one. And then And it's finished. Now the artworks. This is going to take a little bit, but must be done. I'm going to put this back. I'm going to change this. Reliefs. In the temple of Horus, Isis, Hathor, and Pom. Pointless to repeat all the time. I'm going to take a bit for this. Okay, this finished. Now a very quick summary, and then I'll play the Egyptian side, the Egyptian region of an artistic adventure. Quick summary. Egypt, the different periods, Su separates Neg and Nut, the judgment of Osiris, Egyptian gods, Egyptian symbols, pre-dynastic, Tomb 100 of Hierakonpolis, Warehouse of Thebes, Mastaba Sepses Cap and the Serdab, with the statue of the Ka, Mastaba of Mereruka, Ceramics, Gebel El Arak knives, statue of Kesekem, Scorpion Macehead, Nermer Palette, and then starting Old Kingdom, Pyramid of Yoser, Maiden Pyramid, Bent Pyramid, Red Pyramid, Pyramidion, Pyramids of Gizeh, Pyramid of Cheops, Pyramid of Kefren with the Sphinx, Pyramid of Menkaure, Pyramid of Sahure, New Serra Solar Temple, Statue of Kefren, Menkaure Diad, Menkaure Triad, Userkaf, Pepi the Fierce, Rahotep and Nefret and Haf, Ranofer, different scribes, Sekel Beled, Relief of Esire, Relief of Ti, and Maiden Geese. Now, Middle Kingdom, Pyramid of the Tomb of Meseti, Temple of Mentuhotep II, Sculpture of Mentuhotep II, Senusret III, Amenemhet III, Cubestad of Otep, Sanctuary of Osiris in Abydos, Egyptian jewelry. New Kingdom, Amose defeating the Ixos, Temple of Hatshepsut, Temple of Karnak, Temple of Luxor, Opet Festival, Colosseum of Memnon. I think I forgot this. I put this. Temple of Khonsu, Akhetaten, Great Temple of Aten, Queen Tije, Akhenaten, Nefertiti, Akhenaten, Nefertiti with their daughters, Princess, Meritaten, Smenkhare and Meritaten, Hatshepsut, Throne of Tutankhamun, Mass of Tutankhamun, Ramesses II, Meritamen, Abu Simbel, Valley of the Kings, Tomb of Nefertari, Tomb of Ramesses II, Tomb of Seti I, Tomb of Ramesses VI, and then finally the late period, Pyramids of Meroe, Temple of Horus in Edfu, Temple of Isis in Philae, Temple of Hathor in Dendera, the Sistrum, Temple of Common Bow, Triad of Osorkon II, Divine Adoratrice Karomama, Vizier Hor, Goddess Thoeris, Head of Amasis II, Nebegasuti of Scribe, Berlin Greenhead, Nectanebo II, Nauphoros, Alexandria, Alexander the Great as Amun-Ra, Cameon and Alexander, Relief in the Temple of Horus in Edfu, Relief in the Temple of Isis, Relief in the Temple of Hathor, Relief in the Temple of Colombo, Rosetta Stone, and finally Cleopatra VII and Cleopatra and Anthony's children. And it's finished. Okay. I'm going to prepare for the game. Okay, these are being fine, I suppose. to visit the places in Mesopotamia that were bugged the last time. Assyria, Palace of Assyria, Great Hamasu, this one is Nebuchadnezzar, I think it is. And the Great Assurbanipal, okay. Nebuchadnezzar, I think that was from Babylon. The Palace of Nineveh. There's no chest, not this. Relief of Nineveh. The reliefs of the lions. Korsava. The Palace of Korsava. A relief of Korsava. That's what was missing. I want to check something in Oceania because I think I forgot something here. When I was editing, I realized that there is this island in here because I visited Hawaii, but I think I didn't visit this one. Let's see. Oh yes, I visited. Okay. I just thought I didn't. I go to Egypt now. And now, let's see. Okay, I pixel the book. If I go like this. I go to Egypt now. Egypt. Going to start from the south. Meroe. I'm not going in order, but anyway. Pyramid of Meroe. Relic of Meroe. Abu Simbel. To Abu Simbel. Sculpture of Ramesses II. And this is Ramesses II, obviously. These are the Abu Simbel statues. And the Great Ramesses. Come on, let me pass. Philae. Temple of Isis. Relief of Isis. Aswan. This is the common bow. Relief of Combo. F2. Temple of Horus. Relief of Horus. Hieracompolis. Painting of the Tom 100, Hieracompolis. Scorpion King Mace. Devil Erarak Knife. And there should be something else, maybe. Yes. The normal palette. Normal palette. All the pre-dynastic stuff in here. Luxor, going to this fish and go to the Valley of Kings. Deir el-Bahari. Tomb of Ramesses VI. Painting of Ramesses VI. Tomb of Tutankhamun. Throne of Tutankhamun. And Mask of Tutankhamun. Chance of this tomb is destroyed. Valley of the Queens. Tomb of Nefertari. Painting of Nefertari. This is Deir el-Bahari. Painting of Amose defeating the Ixos. To the temple tomb of Mentuhotep. Sculpture of Mentuhotep II. Mentuhotep II. Hibogeon of Hatshepsut. Sculpture of Hatshepsut. This is Hatshepsut. Deir el-Bahari, and now Thieves. So the Thieves Great Hall. Nothing here, I think. Opet Processional Way. Relic of the Opet Festival. Karna. Very big temple. To the temple of Karna. Relic of Karnak. And this is Luxor. Temple of Luxor. Relic of Luxor. This is the party. Okay. Dendera. Temple of Hathor. Relief of Hathor. Abydos. Temple of Sanctuary of Osiris. The Egyptian jewelry on display, something else. Cube statue of Otek. This is Amarna. Amarna shop. Amarna inn. Let's see if there is treasure outside somewhere, because I don't remember. There I can enter, and there I can enter also. Okay, nothing outside. Great Palace of Akhenaten. Relief of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Sculpture of Akhenaten. Great Temple of Athena. Sculpture of Amarna Princess. And the bust of Nefertiti. Bust of Pinti. Bust of Nefertiti, yes. Meidum, Dashur, Takara, Memphis, Abusir. Memphis first. Here, Meidum, Dashur, Saqqara. This is Gizeh. Yes. Great Temple of Ta. Figure of Segel Belev. Figurine of Seneb and his family. Abusir. Figurine of Usher-Ka. Solar Temple of Nusere. Pyramid of Sahure. Solar Temple of Usher-Ka. Rahotep and Nofred sculpture. Pyramid of Meidum. Guess a painting of Meidum. Dasur. Lion sculpture of Amenemhat III. Dark Pyramid of Amenemhat. Figurine of Snefru. Bent Pyramid. Red Pyramid. Ancient Pyramidion. Sculpture of Senusret. Pyramid of Howard. Saqqara. See the scribe sculpture. F-set is a ritual festivity of regeneration for the pharaoh that includes physical and this text I have to fix it. Activity. It happened in a courtyard. The Pyramid of Djoser. You have obtained a figurine of Djoser. And this is Bobet. Easy. These are the 3 pyramids. There should be some treasure outside also, I think. This is the cemetery. Ancient Egyptian relief. This is the Sphinx. Sphinx and Temple of the Sphinx. Temples of the valleys. And now the interiors. Pyramid of Cheops. Great Gallery. Chamber of the Treasure. More books, wow. Sculpture of Anhar. Oh, we have to find this box here. Chamber of the Queen. Figurine of Cheops. This Chamber of the King. And Greek Gallery, so Greek Gallery. Pyramid of Kefren. Oh, so annoying to have this box. Long Gallery. And this, I think here I didn't put anything. Figure of the Sphinx. Figure of Kefren. This is supposedly Kefren, yes. And the other was Chaos, Chamber of Resurrection. Pyramid of Mykerinos. Triad of Mykerinos. Triad of Mykerinos. Heliopolis. Triad of Osorkon II. Sculpture of Nectanebo II. And the last one, Alexandria. So the Alexandria Lighthouse. Rosetta Stone. Stele of Ptolemy's feet. Sculpture of Cleopatra 7. And Relic of the Nile. I'm going to enter the place, Alexandria shop. Alexandria Inn. And that's all. I'm going to go here. So I have finished. I hope you learned in this stream, and see you next time. Thank you for being there. Have a good day.